Our next speaker, Cindy. Justin.
Hi. First of all, I'd like to say all lives matter. I don't care what color you are. That's the problem here. I really believe all lives matter. And okay, back to me. Some of you know that I'm an activist here in town, and this is my home, and I always fight for it, what's right and for the future. But I am concerned about what I'm reading about the Afghanistan refugees. Look, you guys, we have been through hell in the last couple of years. A lot of us have lost their jobs, lost their businesses. We don't have any money, but yet we are going to fund non-citizens. Keep in mind, we left a lot of Americans behind. And now you want us to have our taxpayers all put in money for these people that the government, which you know is crooked, and they lie. They say they're vetted, but y'all know that they're not. We have American children and families under the bridge we don't care about.
We've got another community Karen on our hands, folks. Santa Clarita resident and former actress Cindy Jostin took to the floor to deliver this wild public comment at a city council meeting. Just 30 miles outside Hollywood, it's clear that Cindy is still waiting for her big break. So there's a ton of ridiculous, hateful, idiotic things to comment on here, but the overall idea that Jostin is railing against is the resettlement of Afghan refugees in her hometown. As of this month, about 130 Afghan refugees have been temporarily settled in the region as they begin the process of trying to make their new home in the US. And let's remind ourselves, the reason they need to make this harrowing trip is because of the actions of our country. As far as I can tell, the refugees are mostly relying on community donations for support, but because people like Jostin don't have a shred of integrity, morality, or empathy, it is highly unlikely for any of these families to stay in the Santa Clarita vicinity, according to Lillian Alba, who is Vice President of Immigrant and Refugee Services for the International Institute of Los Angeles. There's a really interesting moment when Jostin says that, quote, "We have families under the bridge that we don't even care about," ostensibly referring to the homeless population in Southern California. This statement is insane to me. I'm willing to put so much money on the line that this woman would be the first to spit on unhoused people under this so-called bridge. She herself is more interested in rescuing animals than human lives.
Getting tired of the human race. We say all lives matter. Well, you know what? I rescue animals, and I'd rather rescue animals than humans.
Of course, animal rights is an important issue, but there's a time and a place for that discussion, and no one in their right mind would make such an insulting comparison of refugees to animals. Here's the truth about Jostin's rant. She's not actually asking for anything. She's not saying, here's what I would like to see funded. She's not organizing the people who have lost their jobs and demanding support from her local government. All she wants is to hear her own voice ringing out over that microphone, because the truth is, you can both support people who have lost their jobs and refugees. This isn't a zero-sum game as conservative rhetoric would consistently have us believe. She's also just lying. Of course, she wouldn't want to raise taxes to fund social programs, so she's just using this as a platform to spread a vicious message of hate. All of this is even funnier in the context of some other videos that have surfaced of Jostin. In one video caption on social media, she was seen donning full Trump regalia and can be heard yelling at a young woman saying, quote, "You're too young to be mean." People like this are not only hateful, they're also deeply morally vacuous. This Jostin stands for nothing except virtue signaling, showing up to local political forums to hear herself speak. Her IMDb page shows that she was once an actress featured on an episode of Mad TV, and it's clear that she's still just looking for any stage that will welcome her. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.